Good afternoon friends. In this video we will dwell upon a very important topic on how a irregular compliance in GST might lead to not only GST notices but even notices from the income tax department. Well, you might have received various notices for mismatch between GSTR-2A or 2B and the ITC claimed in GSTR-3B. These notices have been received not only for 22-23 but even for earlier periods starting from 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 21, 22 also. However, in the case of Green Valley Industries versus Assessment Unit, Income Tax Department and others, we have seen a unique case wherein the supplier had allegedly reported certain transactions with respect to the assessee, recipient, and the Income Tax Department had alleged suppressed turnover of the recipient who had not disclosed such transactions in its books of accounts. Well, the case was remanded for certain reasons pertaining to natural justice, but this case leads to a issue wherein in case certain ITC is reflecting in your GSTR-2A or 2B and you do not even take the input tax credit but do not refute such transactions, then in case these transactions are of high value, it might lead to a income tax notice alleging suppressed turnover. It might also lead to a GST notice. In fact, on your screen, you are seeing a format wherein many of the state GST departments are asking taxpayers to not only disclose the details of the eligible and availed input tax credit, but they are also asking to bifurcate GSTR-2A between eligible and ineligible credit. Ineligible credit also is required to be detailed party wise, citing reasons as to why the credit is ineligible. Is it because of reasons of section 17(5) or reasons in the GST law, or is it because of disowning of a certain transaction completely? So friends, these kind of notices might be more frequent going forward, and a question arises as to what a taxpayer should do so as to not get such notices, and even if it gets such notices, how to take shelter and to get these demands or alleged demands dropped. Well, our legal submission is that the law today as it stands also has a recourse in such transactions. Circular 170/2/2022 dated 6th of July 2022 requires every taxpayer. Many of the taxpayers are not following this circular, but it requires every taxpayer from the month of August 2022 to take the entire input tax credit which is available in its GSTR-2B or 2A in its GSTR-3B. Thereafter, the taxpayer has to analyze whether an ITC is eligible, available, then it should keep on availing it. In case the taxpayer feels or analyzes that an ITC is not eligible or available, then it has to bifurcate it into permanent ineligibility or temporary ineligibility. In case you are wanting to disown a transaction which we have just discussed in this video, then it is rightful to disclose it in table 4B1 of GSTR-3B. In case the transactions are voluminous and very, very material, then it might be a good advice to even officially refute and disown these transactions by a submission to your GST department. This refutal or reversal in 4B1 would come to your rescue, and you can take shelter and reply to such notices in income tax or in GST that you have disowned such a transaction and no demand can be created against you for such transactions which are either appearing in your 2A, and in case they do not appear in your 2A and the supplier eligibly files his GSTR-1 with such transactions, then that is an impossible circumstance and you would be guarded by the doctrine of impossible performance. So friends, as a taxpayer, as a business enterprise, one has to do an interplay and keep on comparing its GST compliances and transactions reported with its income tax transactions and compliances. We have earlier done an interplay of TDS under section 194 capital R and its impact on GST. We will keep on doing such interplays in our videos and raising important issues in GST which might impact income tax or vice versa. So stay tuned. Please do like, share and subscribe to this channel and share this video for maximum dissemination of knowledge. Thank you very much.